So, are you ready to make the leap from being just a good manager to becoming a truly great leader? Today, we're going to dive into a super powerful framework that's designed to do exactly that. We're going to break down 7 transformative habits that will completely reshape how you lead, and it all starts from the inside out. Let's get into it.
And this quote right here, it just gets to the heart of everything. It is so easy to get caught up in that whirlwind of daily tasks, right? The emails, the meetings. You're running fast, but are you actually getting anywhere that matters? This whole explainer is about making that shift from just being busy to being truly effective. It's about choosing the right direction.
Now, here's something you've really got to get. This is not just some random list of leadership hacks. This is a journey, and it's sequential. These habits build on top of each other, starting with the most critical foundation of all, you. First, you have to master yourself. Only then can you win with others. And finally, you learn how to sustain that leadership for the long haul.
So let's start right there with Pillar 1, master yourself. Because, let's be real, before you can effectively lead any team, you have to be able to effectively lead yourself. This is where the deepest, most profound changes really begin.
All right, that brings us to our very first habit, be proactive. This is the absolute bedrock of leadership. It's a massive shift in your mindset. It's all about realizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you have 100% control over how you respond. And this slide, it just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? It's about moving from that reactive state where you kind of feel like a victim of your circumstances to a proactive state where you are the author of your own choices. You know, when a project goes wrong, the reactive manager immediately asks, whose fault is this? But the proactive leader, they ask, okay, what's our next move?
So how do you build this muscle? Well, first, start your day by asking, what can I actually control today? Second, change your language. Stop saying I have to do this and start saying I choose to do this. It sounds small, but the impact is huge. Third, and this is a big one, when you feel that knee-jerk reaction coming on, just pause, create a little space. And finally, focus your energy only on the things inside your circle of control. If you can master this, you're already a totally different kind of manager.
Okay, let's build on that. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. So, once you're in the driver's seat of your own reactions, you need a map. You need a destination. What I love about this idea is that it's all about vision. It's about knowing exactly where you're going so you can lead your team there with absolute confidence and clarity.
In practice, this means getting crystal clear on what success even looks like, that mountain peak for your team. From there, you start setting weekly outcomes, not just to-do lists. You make sure every single task is a piece of the puzzle that fits that bigger picture. Every meeting has a purpose tied to that vision. And then, you regularly step back with a monthly review to make sure you're all still on the right path. Now for the third habit of self-mastery. Put first things first. This is where your proactive mindset and your clear vision turn into powerful, day-to-day action. It's all about sidestepping one of the biggest traps in management, the tyranny of the urgent.
Okay, this matrix right here is a total game changer for any manager. Most of us, we live in box A, just constantly fighting fires that are both urgent and important. But the most effective leaders, they spend their time in box B. They're working on things that are incredibly important but not yet urgent. We're not talking about answering the loudest email. We're talking about coaching a rising star on your team, planning next quarter's strategy, or fixing a broken process before it blows up into a crisis. It's the work that prevents future fires.
And this is the ultimate payoff. The discipline to focus on what's truly important, even when it isn't screaming at you, is what creates the space, the time, and the freedom to be a strategic leader instead of just a constant problem solver.
Okay, so we've laid that personal foundation. Now we get to build on it. Let's move to Pillar 2 and see how this all translates to leading a team effectively. It's time to win with others. This kicks off with Habit 4. Think, win, win. And look, this is not about some weak compromise where everybody loses a little bit. No way. It's a mindset that actively looks for mutual benefit in every single interaction. It's the belief that success is not a zero-sum game. When your people win, the team wins, and that's when you see incredible performance. The key here is to actively hunt for that mutual benefit. Before you go into a negotiation, don't just define your win, define their win too. Use and thinking. How can we both get what we need instead of thinking either or? When there's a conflict, ask questions to uncover those shared interests. It's about creating solutions together, not just forcing them on people.
This next habit, This is the secret sauce that makes win-win even possible. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. So often, we listen just waiting for our turn to talk, right? We're not trying to understand. This quote reveals a profound truth. Trust isn't built on people agreeing with you. It's built on them feeling truly heard and understood.
And this chart gives us a really simple, powerful target to aim for, the 70-30 rule. Great leaders spend the vast majority of their time, like 70%, genuinely listening to their team's ideas, their concerns, their perspectives. This is how you build real psychological safety and unlock the insights you would have totally missed otherwise.
To put this into practice, try using some of these, you could call them magic phrases. Simple things like, tell me more, or help me understand. It signals you're actually engaged. And this is critical. Practice reflecting back what you heard. So what you're saying is, that proves you were listening. You have to fight that powerful urge to just jump in and offer a solution. Just listen first.
And here's what's so cool. When you combine that win-win mindset with deep, empathetic listening, you unlock habit 6, synergize. This is this incredible idea that the team as a whole can create results far greater than what any single person could do on their own. Your job as a leader isn't to have all the answers. It's to create an environment where the best answers can rise up from the team.
You do this by creating an idea-first culture, where every idea gets explored before it gets judged. You can use methods like a round robin to make sure everyone's voice gets heard, not just the loudest person in the room. You delegate based on people's unique strengths and what they're passionate about. And when disagreement pops up, get curious, not defensive. That's where the real breakthroughs happen.
And finally, we arrive at the pillar that honestly holds everything else up for the long haul. Pillar 3, sustain the leader. Because let's face it, the best leadership habits in the world are totally useless if you burn out.
This brings us to our final habit, sharpen the saw. It comes from that story of a woodcutter who's so busy chopping down trees that he says he has no time to sharpen his saw. So he just gets more and more tired and less effective. Leadership is exactly the same. Taking time for renewal isn't a luxury. It is a non-negotiable requirement for peak performance. An effective renewal, it happens across 4 key dimensions. First, the physical. Exercise, sleep, nutrition. Second, the mental. Always learning, reading, challenging your mind. Third, the social and emotional. Making time for genuine connection with others. And finally, the spiritual. Connecting with your deeper purpose, your values. This means you have to set daily rituals for renewal, establish clear boundaries to protect that time, and review your own well-being every single month. A renewed leader is a strong leader.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from mastering yourself to synergizing with your team and sustaining your own energy. But you know what? Knowledge is only potential power. Action is where the real transformation happens. So the most important question is, where are you going to begin?
Look, you don't have to master all 7 of these at once. Just pick one. Which one of these habits really resonated with you the most? Which single habit, if you started practicing it tomorrow, would make the biggest immediate difference for you and your team? That is your first step on the path from manager to true leader.